Hi guys, welcome back to another Who review. I didn't get one done last week because unfortunately my internet was cut off, but now that I've got it back I can do this episode, which will be a culmination of the two-parter, which was the Rebel Flesh and the Almost People. Where to begin? I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting much from this. I really wasn't. I was expecting something on the level of the Cerulean. No, not Cerulean. Silurian two-parter we had last season, which wasn't my favourite, I'll be honest. It was one of the poorer ones, I thought. And given the setup for this episode, in the first part, I thought it would go on the same lines. I didn't really like the first part. I thought it was standard, really. It felt more like something that would be at home in maybe Eccleston or Tennant's era. But the second part really did make up for it in a lot of ways. I mean, I liked some aspects of the first part. I mean, the horror aspect was pretty damn awesome. And the one outstanding moment I thought for the Rebel Flesh was Jen. I think that was her name. When it's revealed that she's flesh, and she punches her way out of the bathroom stall, and then her head snakes out. That was very effective. That was genuinely scary. I can see, and that's kind of what Doctor Who should be, really. Well, it shouldn't be a fucking horror thing, but it should have that thing that really it should have those episodes that are really fun and give a genuine sense of adventure. There's those that should do that as well as unnerve you a little bit. And then there's those ones that should really scare the shit out of you. That's why the Daleks have lasted so long, because kids were genuinely afraid of them. And I can imagine a lot of kids were genuinely afraid of Snaky Genhead. Apart from that, I didn't like the first part, I'll be honest, but the second part, the Almost People, brilliant. More than made up for it. It's the episode you should watch. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, you saw at the end of the first part that there was a flesh version of the Doctor. That was a genuinely... Matt Smith deserves an award for his portrayal in this episode, because he plays off himself so damn well. I mean, you get the sense from this Doctor that he's always interrupting himself and finishing his own sentences, and to see that play out with two Doctors, you kind of see why now. It makes sense. But the bulk of this episode revolved around what it meant to be human and what makes us human, and what understanding that, really. And showing that what we perceive as monsters aren't necessarily. The bad guys in this episode were the humans, and I like those stories. That's why I love the Mass Effect universe, because in the Mass Effect universe, the humans are arseholes for the most part. They really are. It's only the aliens that make sense. And I like that the flesh are shown as a fledgling species. Then they're coming into their own, but they're still perceived as a threat to humanity. And as the episode goes through, you see the humanity portrayed through the flesh. The standout moment being, well, the big standout moments are the Scottish bloke. I think he was Scottish, but I can't remember his name. I want to say Alan, but I'm not entirely sure. But when the real Alan's son appears, and the flesh one realises he is a thing, and once the real Alan dies, he has to take up that responsibility. He has fatherhood thrust upon him. And it's a really, really nice scene, and it's hard to put into words how much I like this episode. It was really good. I thought the whole Doctor switching around and Amy's prejudice was played alright. I expected the big reveal to be that the Doctor was the one pretending to be the Flesh Doctor all along, and they'd swapped boots. And seeing Amy's realisation that no matter what, the Doctor is who he is, and as she so eloquently puts it, he's twice the man she thought he was, which was a beautiful line, played to a T. I liked Rory's role in these two episodes. You got a real sense of him being protective of the Flesh Gen. And I get the sense that was because of his time as an Auton and trying to wrestle with his programming as an Auton and his humanity. And I really like that. I was expecting to see more of a reference to that, but I think the more subtle thing and a nod for us fans to get was a little better. Now the ending, oh boy, this is going to be a big one. All through this season we have seen Amy freaking out and this whole positive negative pregnancy thing that's been an underlying plot thread. We finally get a kind of not a resolution, but a revelation. The woman who keeps sliding the door thing is not just in Amy's mind, she's real. And the Amy we've known for this season, from episode 1 to 6 now, has been fake. She's been flesh. And the scene where the Doctor reveals that, the anger, the sorrow, the determination in him as he convinces Rory to back away from her is really, really emotional. And the look in Amy's eyes as she sees the two men that she loves dearly basically turn their back on her is kind of heartbreaking. But then it's revealed that she's flesh with a flick of the sonic screwdriver. And all this time Amy has been in a birthing chamber, and the woman with the eye patch has been checking in on her periodically, and that's kind of the reality of Amy's mind being portrayed in the flesh Amy's body. And Amy is actually going to be giving birth right this second. So, I'll be honest, I don't know where it's going. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I'm here for the ride. I can't wait for the next episode. I do think that after the next episode we are having that break that they promised for this season, where they'll have a block of episodes for like the first half of the year and then a block of episodes for the second half. Kind of how they do it in America, where they break up a season. But even so, if they'd left it at this point, I wouldn't be mad about it, because that's a great place to end the episode on, and wait a couple months till we see the conclusion. But I do think we do have another episode next week. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. So, let the games begin. It was brilliant. Well, the second half was brilliant. The first half had its moments, but the second half was really what you were looking for. As for me, I've got some reviewing shenanigans to get on with, and shenanigans is the best word ever. So, I'm going to pop off, and I'll see you guys later. So yeah. Would you like a jelly, baby?